An artist is mixing paint and neuroscience to end stigmas attached to addiction and encourage people to seek help.
Painting hat. So I do get paint in my hair. What hair?
William Stair is a world-renowned artist. This is his technique.
I'll kind of mix it around like this.
And these are his subjects. Victims, witnesses, and survivors.
The drip that's created may be random or an accident, but what I do with it is not.
William's artwork has a purpose.
Somehow I had to cause people to not just respond, but to maybe take some action or to feel differently about a subject.
He wants to end the stigma that comes with addiction.
My exposure to it really was through my sister, and this is my sister here. This painting. And she overdosed. And she had been suffering with alcoholism and addiction, probably for 30 or more years. And she succumbed, and it was tragic.
His own life experience with the sister, who he calls Emma in his artwork, is what drives him to make a difference in this world.
I learned that it was very difficult, one, for our family to talk about this, but two, for my sister to seek help. And it was because of the stigma. In fact, one day she said she was evil. She's not evil, she had a disease.
Neuroscientist Nora Volkoff has been instrumental in demonstrating that drug addiction is a disease of the human brain. She's the director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, which gave us these images.
People still think that people are doing this to themselves.
Dr. Volkoff uses imaging to understand the changes in the brain that addiction causes. She compares it to the way our bodies memorize a pleasurable response every time we eat or drink water. It motivates our bodies to continue doing those things without thinking about it because it's necessary for survival.
But drugs have the capacity to generate and stimulate artificially those same systems, creating this strong memory that leads you to want to take the drug the next time that you are in the same environment.
Dr. Volkoff and William are working alongside each other to change people's perceptions of those struggling with addiction. They say art communicates emotion and a way to see things differently. William uses specific methods in his artwork to make people connect.
It just grabs you as an emotion. I mean, these large faces.
William says neuroscience taught him that people react strongly to a face with prominent eyes, and the ambiguity in his paintings force people to fill in the blanks, allowing us to see ourselves in the paintings too.
They are not different from us. They feel like us and reach out to you to sort of feel that empathy, to generate an emotional reaction to them.
His art also connects with survivors of addiction and encourages them to seek help. His art is what led his sister to rehab.
I had tried everything. I was at wit's end and just trying to remain calm and tell her I loved her. And I went up to her door and I said, "I'll paint your portrait if you go into rehab." The door opened just a crack and she said yes.
When survivors look at his art, he says they can relate.
A woman looked at one of my pieces and she said that I knew exactly how she felt and that she wanted to die.
But even though they may seem dark and solemn at first glance, they also portray hope.
She looked at the very same piece the next morning and saw hope in the woman's eyes. And then she said, "You saved my life." Now, I don't want people to feel bad. I want them to respond, to understand they're not alone, and then to seek help.
I'm Elizabeth Ruiz reporting.